How's everybody else?
Everyone I associate with is thriving in abundance, limitless.
Okay, cool. Well, that's great to hear.
Hello and welcome back to Insecurity, the official recap podcast for HBO's Insecure. I'm Crissle.
And I'm Hey Fran, hey.
Oh, always with them damn horns, friend. But
we gotta have them.
Girl, can we just say, episode 3, I adored it. And I mean from start to finish, loved every fucking thing about
it.
It
was
episode.
Very raw, very real. And I was happy that we finally see what's going on with Condola and the baby. Because, you know, we were saying last episode, that's what I was personally waiting for in our predictions. And here we are.
That's right, girl. Here we are, aka the Issa was right to break up with that nigga episode, but we'll get right into it. What has Lawrence been up to since the breakup, girl? A lot of things. A big move to San Francisco, a new job. You can tell he's in San Francisco because there's gay flags everywhere. And, you know, it seems like he's been picking up the pieces of his life and moving forward since Issa left him outside of her apartment. And we see him in a staff meeting at work, and he's the only one who wants to work with this weird smart clothing startup, which just seems like the most absurd.
Very SF. Very on brand for where he's at.
Right, but he's the only one willing to take on this new client, so he's got that going for him at work, some new goal to aim for, and later that night he's on a date, presumably a first date with someone, and you know, they're working through that initial awkwardness when you're trying to get to know somebody, like, oh, do you have siblings? What do you like to eat? What's your favorite flavor of ice cream? Like, they're getting through it. It's starting to kind of come together.
But it seemed hella awkward, though. I don't even think that's like an initial awkward. It just felt like she was not feeling it. She looked like she was ready to go.
It did. And when she called him cute and stupid, I was like, what a woman.
I died. I was like, I wish somebody would say that to me on a date.
And he was like, facts. But nothing kills a date faster than your baby being born in the middle of it.
She was like, oh my God, imagine. He's like, bye.
She's like, I didn't even finish my sake. Insane. Not a joke, though. Not a joke. Lawrence found out his baby was born on iMessage and took the first flight to LA, went straight to the hospital, stressing out the nursing staff. But he gets to Condola's room, and this is where we meet her mother and sister for the first time. And I knew Keke Palmer was going to give me everything I fucking needed. This girl, let me just tell you right now.
As soon as you saw her turn her face, you know what? Points are being made.
It's me as a sister.
Because the first thing out her mouth was, that's why that baby looked like that.
Yep. Oh, so that's why the baby looked like that. Okay. So, yes, your sister don't like him as, you know, she shouldn't. But at least Condola's mama Jackie is making an effort, you know, giving him a hug.
Very welcoming. I mean, it's her grandbaby's father. Even though it was kind of funny that, you know, he's meeting them for the first time.
For the first time, right when this child is born.
At the hospital. Yeah.
I mean, you know, this is why we don't have kids with our fucking jump offs, but it's fine. So I love that Condola is like, the baby's name is Elijah Mustafa. Not we were thinking about, or I thought maybe, but no, here it is. And
here's
you
the
may
memo.
Accept it now.
Exactly. Sign your last name on the dotted line.
Right. And Lawrence is definitely like, Mustafa. That's a strong name. Really,
he was not
beautiful.
feeling that shit, but he didn't want to ruffle feathers because it was just one against 3, and he already knew that, you know, shit is weird between them, so let me just be easy for now.
And he did look really, like, thrilled when he held Elijah for the first time.
Oh, it's such a cute baby.
You know, that whole new parent vibe, it just seemed very sweet. A very nice awe moment. Yeah, one of the only ones you're going to get in this whole episode, girl, because the rest of it is fucking real. So... he leaves the hospital and we see him making up the guest bed at Chad's place. I said, Christ
Chad!
Jesus. Okay.
You know, I was like,
Fran's favorite.
Where you been? 3 episodes
somewhere
in.
saying or doing something disrespectful. I knew when we saw Chad that we had to see Derek later on in the episode because they're Lawrence's like devil and angel on his shoulder type.
Right, his little tribe. They really are. That's a good way of looking at it, true.
Yeah, and so right now Lawrence is crashing at the devil's house and talking about how Condola like just barely decided to give Elijah his last name and Chad's dumbass, Walker's a great last name. Who don't want that baby to walk? And asking Lawrence if he'll be there for, the big dick chop and all this. And Lawrence assumes so, but he's also really frustrated. Condola's family, or at least Kyra, her sister, clearly don't like him. And, this just is not the vibe that he wanted to have for his first kid. He's not even there. Your baby is spending their first night in the world and you are somewhere else. So
on a date
the disappointment
and you're getting a
there.
text. Yeah, that's just so disconnected. So understood.
This is just not what I planned for my first kid, man. Everybody got a plan till they get punched, my guy. Box back.
Oh. I already told her ass I'm coming down for the next appointment. She ain't leaving me out of shit else.
Let's fucking go. Big Lawrence is a daddy. To Elijah Mufasa. Mufasa.
Not funny.
I mean, and this is what happens.
That's the fire he was playing with.
I don't know what y'all thought it was going to be, girl. This ain't Disney, so
okay.
Oh, but Chad, with all of his absolutely terrible advice, suggests that Lawrence bounce back. Like, oh, if she do this, then you got it. What? Big, like this nigga is also
childish.
Right. And not only not a parent, but not even a mature adult. So
but I think Lawrence knows what he's getting when he talks to Chad about anything.
No. No.
You think he really feels he's getting good advice from Chad?
I think he let Chad put a battery in his back about Condola and was like, well, I don't care what she say. I'm definitely coming down for his first doctor's appointment. Like, oh, okay, go you. Ooh, a doctor's appointment.
Good luck
Daddy
knowing
of the
when
year
it
over
is.
here.
So busy.
But true to his word, he was there for the baby's first appointment, and they're being very typical parents. He lost a couple of ounces over the past week or whatever, and they're flipping out. And the doctor is very reassuring, even though he went on that weird tangent about, a lot of ugly babies. But,
brother.
Tells them that they're doing great. Everybody simmered down. Lawrence is like getting all hype about Condola's breast milk. And she's like, there's nothing wrong with my milk. Like, you relax, but honestly, both of you relax.
Right.
Things are going fine with this baby.
New parent jitters. And the doctor was like, first one. He's like, I know this all too well.
He can tell.
Mm-hmm.
So when Lawrence walks Condola out to her car, he starts asking her about whether Elijah's appointments can be moved to like Friday so that he can make it. But Condola is working around the doctor's schedule, which is understandable.
Right.
And so then he asks about the baptism because we know that Lawrence's mama is pressed about that.
She don't want that baby soul to rot in hell. Understandable.
But Condola pretty much has the baptism planned out and is like, Kyra will send you the info. And he's definitely like,
she's like, she'll send you the Zoom invite. Put it in your calendar if you're free.
Yeah. Alert 5 minutes before it starts. That's me with every Zoom meeting I have. But, Lawrence is clearly not feeling this vibe of parenthood, this sort of like, I just have to fall in line with whatever you have planned or set up for the baby. But as Condola says, she has been making the schedule. Right. And sir, did you forget that you were like, yeah, just keep me posted on whatever you got going on?
And that's the part. Like, you can see she humbled his ass so quickly when she reminded him of that because he was like, oh, I did say that, huh?
I did, actually.
She's not just doing this because she feels like it. This is what you told her to do, brother. Like, come on now.
You did. And let's not forget that you left town knowing that this baby was going to be born. You moved away from this city knowing that a child was going to be born. Okay.
And wasn't a part of the pregnancy, because it doesn't start when baby's born. There's doctor's appointments that are throughout the pregnancy, checking in, making sure if she needs anything. Like, come on. Yeah. So he already set the tone by not being there for that at all.
But he does tell her then that he would like to come down every week to see his son. And Condola's like, word?
She saw the shock. Oh. Is that right?
But he's like, no, I definitely do. And she's like, okay, we'll figure something out. And yeah, all right. That was a cute sentiment. Who really thought that?
That's what made me sad too, because she, like, you could tell that she would love that, but does not want to get her hopes up. And that's why she keeps saying the same phrase, we'll figure it out, or we'll get there when we get there, type vibe. Yeah. It's like, I'm not getting hyped over this shit, brother. You proved who you are and where you're at from jump since the day I told you about this pregnancy. So, Lawrence.
And this scene of Lawrence putting together the crib at his apartment in San Francisco, as if there is a snowball's chance in hell that Condola is going to let him take that baby out of town. I was like,
wondering.
Men are so dumb.
Now, here's the thing. It was thoughtful. It was cute. At least he has it. There's some men that have kids and don't even have a room for them, don't have clothes for the kids. So, A for effort, but I did wonder, like, when did he think this baby was going to come exactly?
Yes. So there's that. Like, this it's a little late. And I agree. Like, at least he has turned his apartment into a father's apartment.
Exactly.
Even if the baby
Making
is not
space.
actually there.
Right.
But, like, putting together a crib for a child who is not going to ever be in San Francisco is not the daddy move you seem to think it is. But we will get there. So we're at Elijah's baptism, and Lawrence's uncle is being the very typical Negro uncle, congratulating Lawrence on being there for his son. Like, what?
And you saw Condola was like, is that what's happening? Oh.
I was saying, and like, this is the baptism, but anyway, I love that this uncle slid him a $5 bill. Like, literally, what am I going to do with this? But,
thanks, Unc.
Not whatever. Of course, Lawrence's parents are very much, Lawrence's parents are extremely dissatisfied with this baptism. Like, these couple of little drops y'all threw on that baby, they not trying to hear none of that, okay? They want
the dunk. Is that what it is? I was wondering. I was like, what exactly did she feel was missing? Because this is the type of baptism I had and that I was a part of as a kid. But then I remembered they got the, like, full throttle, like you taking a bath, okay?
Right. So, for newborns, the sprinkling of the water on the forehead is very typical because, first of all, they're newborns.
Yeah.
And also, baptism is not something another person can do for you. It's really the sort of thing that you have to choose for yourself. That's why most people make a choice when they're like 13, 14 or so.
It's me.
And like this is more of a symbolic, we're Christian and our parents really care about this, so we're gonna do this for the baby. But meanwhile, Condola is with her mama, her sister, and the baby. Kiki, once again, not taking her foot off this nigga's neck. And Lauren starts asking about the holidays, talking about, maybe our families can get together and I can take Elijah for a week. And Condola's face was like,
she said a week. Got a little too much dip. A little too much dip on your chip.
Little too much dip on your chip. Lawrence is right, though. It is a week. It is not a year. But Condola is willing to talk about it as the holidays get closer, which is to me a very clear hell no. Right. Clearly,
like, I'm not doing this.
You're not taking my baby
today, but we can pretend to talk about this later. Thanks.
Right, exactly. And Uncle Ronnie is not making things better, talking about all you got to do is throw the baby in the deep end to let him learn how to swim. Like,
low key, that's how I learned, but I didn't think that was right.
Traumatic.
It is, though.
That is not. No, that's not learning how to swim. That's a desperate.
That's almost dying and having a biological response. You're right.
Yes. Niggas be like, if you can get out of 8 feet, then you can get out of anything. Nigga, what? That's not learning to swim. So Lawrence is putting the finishing touches on this crib that Elijah will never sleep in when he gets a text from Condola about Simone's first birthday party.
So okay, let me put a pin in this. Did you think that Condola should have gone to that? When she texted him, I was so surprised. Like, for 2 reasons. The first one being, are you really pulling up? And you want to pull up with Lawrence as like a family unit? It just felt like a lot to me. I don't know.
Well, I mean, she was invited. So
yeah, but that's their friend group. Like, I'm not pulling up to that. I'm not gonna stand there with my baby in front of Issa and Tiffany and Kelly and Derek and Chad. It's just like it just seems like bad vibes. You know?
I think because later in the episode, Condola mentions that, you know, they had to go to the urgent care and Tiffany drove them. So I think
Oh, okay. Well, that's different.
I think Tiffany and Derek have maybe
gotten
made
closer.
more of an effort to be closer
As
to
a new
Condola,
parents.
especially because of the baby. Right. So
Right.
like,
I
oh
get
my
that.
God,
Because I see
we
that
made a
with
horrible
my
decision. You made a horrible decision. Let's make our horrible decision. Let's bring our horrible decisions together.
Let's bond in misery. No, I get that.
Yeah, Lawrence made it very clear, like, do you mean we should go together with Elijah? Like, making it, I thought he made it very clear, like, he's not interested in her, but he would like to present
the baby
as a family unit.
Yes.
Right.
And that made sense. I actually thought that was cool, but I just still felt that it was random of her to be down to go. That's just me, though. I feel like I would have been like, I'm cool. You know, I'll send a gift. Maybe let the baby go with Lawrence, you know, because at the end of the day, that's more his world than mine.
I would have been down for that.
Yeah.
Yes, I would have been like, what you can do is come for the weekend. Sweet little
Okay.
nigga.
Go ahead.
And
Let
y'all
mommy
go
sleep.
to this. Right. And y'all go to Simone's first birthday party by yourselves, which, by the way, extremely lit. Love this
So
off-brand cartoon character, Tiffany's damn cousin inside of a big costume, and Kelly in this tux. Literally everything. And got
Not
Simone
the matching. Oh, when Derek was like,
Fran, I fell out.
No, when Derek said it's a little unsettling.
Right. She's a little obsessed with my baby.
It's a little unsettling.
Kind of weird. But Tiffany and Condola go inside and leave the other 3 to talk. And it's a little awkward with Kelly and Lawrence, you know? It's been a while since
because Kelly ain't gonna hide, you know. That's what I love about Kelly, because even when she pulled up on them, she was kind of like, Condola and Lawrence and the baby that looks like y'all. What a festive event. Like you would say, how festive.
Yeah, you're right. And you need to stop telling people that when I say festive, I don't actually mean
because I'm blowing up your spot. You're like, you know, that's my Morse code, girl.
But Derek lets it slip that Kelly has quit drinking over the past 9 months or however long it's been since she and Lawrence have seen each other. So I'm like, okay, you know, we're making moves, doing things differently. She hasn't
ties into what you said. Ties totally into what you said about Kelly making some major shifts. So I feel like this was the first cylinder of that, which was cool.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kelly.
It definitely is. Definitely is. And Lawrence asked how everybody else is doing, and Kelly's dumb ass. Everybody I know is thriving in limitless abundance. Whatever else.
Sound like me.
Really did. But
when they ask me about y'all, everyone's unlimited.
My
floating.
friends, their auras are just golden and blessed and truly divine. Okay.
Truly.
But quitting drinking does not mean that Kelly has lost her sense of humor, okay? Because the toast for Simone starts with how Kelly does not like the small features and stilted movements typical of children with their tiny demonic asses.
Is she this
Simone
funny?
is the exception.
She said, I don't fuck
true.
with kids.
Except that one. Meanwhile, this is another thing. Not first of all, this is like 10th of all, but this is an actual birthday party, and I should have known because Tiffany and Derek are very, bougie, light-skinned, talented, 10th-ass niggas. So I should have known they was gonna have a real birthday party for their child and not a nigga first birthday, which is just alcohol and barbecue and maybe 2 children.
I was gonna say, and no kids outside of the birthday kid. Yeah, that would have been about
yes, right. Correct, but. Regardless, happy birthday to the angel amongst demons. Simone is truly adorable.
Such a cute kid.
Kelly's cousin is fucking vaping in the pig costume. It's a little bit niggerish, but Elijah starts fussing. Lawrence picks him up, takes him off to go feed him, and then brings the baby back, and he has smeared carrot on his cheek. And I knew immediately what that nigga had done.
Oh, see, I misread that. I thought that he let the baby have cake or some sweet, and she was gonna flip out about introducing sugar into the baby system too early or something. I did not realize they were about to go toe to toe.
Oh yeah.
Hell.
Oh no, I knew immediately. I mean, I've been raising children all my life, but
right. So you was like, oh, here we go. It's a storm coming.
I said, here we fucking go, because even if Condola was okay with the baby starting solids, you gave him solids without his mama right there to watch it. She wants to be part of the moment. So
that's right.
Lawrence doesn't really see what the big deal is. It was carrots and he's clearly fine. He's, chugging down his milk. Everything is all good. But Condola's pretty pissed about this. The fact that Lawrence left her out of the moment.
Wasn't the baby just born 2 hours ago? I was so confused at what made Lawrence think he should give him a carrot.
I mean, I think the baby must be at least 4 months old because the doctor cleared him for solids after 4 months.
Okay.
So in the grand scheme of things, that is 20 minutes old.
Right.
And it is early. I mean, and this is why you don't just do things without talking to a newborn's mother, really. But this is why you don't just do things, because people who are exclusively breastfeeding or using breast milk exclusively do tend to be very, I don't want to say neurotic, but y'all tend to be very uptight about what your baby eats. And
right. I don't even have one, I know. I would be like, you did what?
Somebody gave my cousin's baby some kiwi, and when I tell you, you would have thought they gave that child a 40. She was pissed. So they start going back and forth. He's like, nah, you need to calm down. Yeah, you would have thought, girl. But things between Lawrence and Condola are starting to get kind of heated till Derek peeps what's going on. It's like, yo, come help me with these boxes. Of course, there are no boxes, but
at all.
The good friend, the
with emotionally intelligent friend that was like, you look crazy. Let me help you out.
I'm tired of her bullshit, man. Trying to make me look like I'm a bad father in front of everybody? Come on. She's always on some petty, controlling bullshit.
And? So you gotta act out? I promise you, this is not how you want to do things.
Bro, I am tired of her acting like she's the only parent, like she's the only one who could take care of him.
This is all too negative. Elijah can feel that energy. Y'all need to learn to communicate. I mean, Tiff and I had our issues, but we had to decide to be a team.
Y'all are married, all right? Our situations are not the same. This nigga's out here not even trying to take care of their kids, and I'm here. Right, I'm doing everything I can to make this shit work, and it's never good enough.
Okay, look, I hear you, but I promise you, the last thing you want to be doing is adding stress to the situation.
All right, whatever, man. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, I know you will. Now, let's get back to my baby's party before Peppa Pig turns my house into Pineapple Express.
And Lawrence does have some points. He's tired of Condola's pettiness and calls it bullshit. But then Derek was like, and I fully love that moment because she kind of gets to do that. She gets to be on some petty bullshit right now, and you antagonizing her is not going to make things any better. Lawrence is insisting, Condola's not the only person who can parent. But again, Derek with the good sense. Yes, our situations are different because I'm married and you're not, but you still have to communicate. And adding stress to this situation is not going to make things any better. Right.
Exactly. So yelling at a birthday party. Brother, what did you think the response was going to be?
Right. Screaming at your baby mama, even though I agree that she was overreacting. I understood her feelings, even though I didn't agree with them.
Right.
But Derek is right. The way you're behaving, yelling and shit, knocking presents over, this is not going to help anything out.
Fall back.
So we get a split screen here of Lawrence and Condola both coming home and passing out on the couch, but the similarities really end right there because when Condola gets up, she has baby shit to do.
I was going to say, because Condola's nap was probably 5 minutes long.
Right, and Lawrence's was probably 4.5 hours.
Okay.
But, yeah, he's popping bottles at work and fucking hoes.
Popping
and,
other things.
You know?
Yeah.
And Condola is falling asleep on the toilet because motherhood.
With raw nipples.
Yo,
Ooh,
God bless y'all
pain.
for real.
Legit.
Get that special lotion. But, when he texts her to confirm that he's arriving at 8 and it is still okay to take the baby overnight, Condola looks tired as shit. And she's like, you know what? Yes. Okay.
Right.
The plan is still in motion, but it's a different fucking story after he shows up, child. So Elijah's being like super fussy, and even though Lawrence got the right car seat and he's staying within walking distance of Condola's house, she does not want the baby to go, period. He's not calm or happy, and so neither is she. And when Lawrence asks why Condola keeps acting like he can't be a parent, she just spits out, I don't trust you. Here we
and
fucking
then he
go.
spits out about her ruining his life. I was like, oh, so we letting it all on the table tonight.
Oh, yes. This is really when I started to jig because I love situations where neither one of you is fully in the right. I just do. It's the absolute best. Lawrence got so pissed after she said she don't trust him and was like, stop. You need to stop acting like I'm a stranger. I'm this child's daddy. Condola hits him right back. Well, nigga, you're barely ever around. You never check up on this little nigga, what he's doing. He's having actual swim lessons instead of your ghetto-ass uncle's idea of just throwing him in a fucking pool and crossing our fingers for the damn best. Bringing up, like, what if we need you? Because, Tiffany had to take me to urgent care one time, and I didn't tell you because it's not like you was going to hop on a flight from San Francisco and come
right.
And do what? And when Lawrence said, I'm trying, this is hard for me too, I literally had to pause the show so I could laugh.
And I thought of Keke Palmer being like, oh, it's so hard, so busy.
Are you sleepy? Or are you so tired?
Overwhelmed? Big Dad?
Oh, yeah? Is it all the ass you're getting? Is it the drinks at work?
Okay.
Is it the 8 hours of sleep every night?
Are your nipples okay?
I get that, this is a big adjustment for him, of course. But to tell the person who is actually with this baby day in and day out that this is hard for you to, just really shows that you don't have an understanding of what it means to be a new mother.
Parent. Period.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And shout out to them for keeping this so real. Like Condola still has her little post-pregnancy baby belly.
Yeah. She didn't have
fully
in the Instagram snatchback.
Oh no, she ain't doing none of that. New mothers get braids so they don't have to do their hair. And they live in big ass t-shirts so they can just pull a titty out at any moment.
She been in a robe and a two-piece since we saw her in the first scene. Okay.
Right. Cause bad bitch for what? Now when Lawrence said that Condola never gave him a chance, she was like, oh, I actually did, and you took it and moved away with it. And to me, this is the crux of the issue. My main problem with Lawrence is that he is acting like he's doing everything he can to be this great dad, and at least he's not a deadbeat bum-ass nigga out here like a lot of other niggas, but you knew you had a baby coming and moved out of town.
Right.
You just don't get to play the I'm an excellent father and I couldn't be doing anything better card when it was a choice to move. Like, yes, it was a job, but it was a job you didn't have to take. There are jobs in LA. It was a great opportunity, sure. But you did not have to take it. And
baby just being born, like that's
Child,
it's rough.
Child,
and it sucks because I understand the position he's in too, where it's like shit, his dream job. Remember, for
Mhm.
a long time, stuff was just not going well for Lawrence. Think
Oh
of like
yeah, Best Buy.
all the
We can't forget Best Buy.
we cannot forget Best Buy. So for him to have his dream tech job, but he has to move is just the shitty timing. But I mean, that's life and that's decisions being made,
And that's why I said, just don't be a daddy. Just go to San Francisco and live your fucking life. Because for you to be like, oh, well, it was a job I had before you decided to blow my life up is ridiculous. Condola
Right.
told you could be as involved as you wanted to be. Meaning, if you don't want to be involved, then you can just not. And I'm going to
Right.
have this baby regardless. You're not a victim here. Like she said, you made a choice you want to be this great dad or whatever. So you're choosing to do that. Here's the responsibility. And yeah, you have to deal with your baby mama if you want to be a father.
Right.
I don't know what you thought this was going to be. This whole episode, I was just like,
and get those
yes.
Sky Miles ramped up because you're going to be here every weekend.
Right.
What did Kiki say? He's an uncle.
He is.
He's an uncle.
He's
He
a
just
fucking
comes on the
uncle.
weekends.
Right, because when he sent that text like, oh yeah, I'm super tired,
Work
sorry,
is
not gonna be able to
swamped.
make it.
Right. And Condola looked so like
disappointed.
She's just like, of course. This is what I expected.
Like, you're not even a perfect father from a distance. Because as soon as you get tired, then all of a sudden you not come in, and whatever plan she has, she just gonna have to figure it out.
And who's
Meanwhile,
not
what are you gonna do?
swamped? Who is not swamped? She's swamped every hour of the day. I mean, it makes you wonder
Right.
how Condola can even sustain. Like, is she still working? How, like, he's not even considering what her schedule is like with having this kid, which is what's so rough about it. For him to send that text really kind of irked me. I was like, brother, you just told her a week ago, if it was even that long, that you want to be a part of it, you're going to fly back, and then within a week or two, you're already canceling. Bad vibes.
Right.
It's crazy.
Exactly. I mean, the best part about that scene was Kiki having the baby do the sea walk.
I died. I was like, girl. Such an insecure
but,
scene.
Kyra was very right about how Lawrence gets to just be an uncle. He gets to walk in and out of being a parent whenever he wants to, and Condola is the one who has to pick up the pieces. And that is the case for, I would say, almost every custodial parent. When the other one decides that they don't want to show up, you have to figure it out, take it on the chin, and try to make it better for your child. And so shout out to Condola for saying very early on in this process that this half in, half out, showing up to be a daddy whenever you want to shit is not going to work out. It's truly better for your child for you to just leave them alone entirely than for you to consistently break promises and not be there for them when they need you. It really is better for you to just be out all the way. And so Lawrence, who is like completely off the deep end at this point, is like, just know one thing, I'm gonna get my son with or without you. A direct threat, if you ask me.
She looked at him like, get the fuck out of my house with that bullshit. Before I call somebody.
Yeah, you can go to court and get joint custody if that's what you want, but do you actually want that? Because
I was gonna say, what's that gonna do? You don't even live in the city. What do you think the judge is gonna say? How would you do custody? You barely make it on your own without the courts involved.
Yes, it's not like you're some great parent and you show up and Condola is drunk on the couch and the baby is sitting there in a shitty diaper or something, like
and ignoring your calls and not answering the door when you come. Like, she's literally waiting on you to show up, and you're doing the bare minimum.
I
like,
wanted
what does
to
he want?
throttle that nigga. Right.
You were right though. That was Chad. That was Chad in his back. That was Chad in his back.
What I tell you, just know, no matter what, I'm going to do what I got to do about my baby. Yeah, you're not thinking this through. You really fucking not. You're not thinking this through.
That was just his anger and emotions over him feeling like she's not listening to him. She's not including him. And so he's just lashing the fuck out. But he didn't think through, like, hold on, what am I actually saying?
You had Condola's entire pregnancy to build a bond with her, to show her that you're dependable, trustworthy.
Okay.
That she can trust you around her baby. Like, you had all these months, and what did you do? Chase around after Issa and move to San Francisco. You didn't build, if you were going to be a father, you had to build a relationship with the mother, not a romantic one, but y'all have to have something, because nobody is going to shit out a baby and then just let you take it. Like, that don't mean nothing to them. This means a lot to her. Like, and she is not, she's getting to know this baby on the outside, but she grew this nigga. She is not finna just let him go off
herself. And it don't seem like he was keeping in touch. So I really don't know what he was thinking. I don't know what he was thinking.
Just keep me posted, nigga.
This ain't an egg chair for your back deck. This is a child. Like, come on, man.
Are you fucking serious? Condola, stop acting like I'm a fucking stranger. I'm his father.
You're barely ever here. And you never check in, not about his swimming or food. And you don't even give me more than 3 hours notice when you're not coming.
I have a job, okay? I check in when I can.
But what if we needed something? Like the time I had to ask Tiffany to take me and Eli to urgent care.
What the hell? Why didn't you tell me that? I could have...
Well, what were you gonna do? Not fly down on a Tuesday? You get to come in and play part-time good dad after I've already fixed everything.
All right, look, I'm trying here, okay? This shit is hard for me, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What part is hard for you? Oh, the free time or the full night's sleep? Which part?
Shut up. You never talked to me. You never even pretended to give me a chance.
I gave you a chance and you moved away.
Yeah, to take a job I already had before you blew my life up.
Blew your life up?
Yeah.
You are not a fucking victim,
Well, you made a decision without me, and now you're trying to use it as an excuse to keep him from me.
Wow. You know what? This half in, half out shit, it isn't working for me. He's not going with you.
Yo, give me my son.
No!
I'm tired of this, all right? I'm not doing this with you anymore. We don't have to talk. But just know I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get my son, with or without you.
What did you just say?
You heard me.
Get the fuck out of my house.
I mean, when she said she didn't trust you, it seems to me like that would have been a perfect moment to say, damn.
I gotta do better.
Maybe I need to look at myself. Right. Mm-hmm. Why does my baby mama not trust me? Oh, maybe she doesn't know me very well. And not to completely shit on Lawrence here. Like I said earlier, this is what happens when you have a baby with your fucking rebound.
Right. Right. It's
Condola. Condola probably should have never told Lawrence about this baby, but
and just moved.
She did. Yeah. And just had your fucking child and let him go on about his life and let that be that. But you did. You chose to keep his baby. You chose to tell him that the baby was his. So
right.
You are also going to have to deal with the ridiculousness of this nigga now that he has been extended this invitation into parenthood and has decided to take it. It's both of y'all. It's both of y'all. It is.
And
but
that's
it's
the reality
mainly
of
Lawrence.
it too. Right. It's mainly Lawrence because it just doesn't seem like he's being realistic. He's just not making any sense. Right. He's just emotional, triggered, all of the words. But you're right. Condola should also, like, girl, this is a setup that you decided to be a part of.
Yes.
So it's going to take the both of you to make some concessions and figure out how to make this work because this is not ideal. Let's just keep it real. It's not an ideal dynamic, not an ideal setup for a baby, but it's here. It's the reality. So kind of like the episode end. What are we going to do? Like, let's put the bullshit down. Let's put the arguing. How the hell do we do this? Because it's just not working.
Yeah, that terrible turbulence on his flight back to San Francisco had him rethinking his life.
It's like Cheyenne, the scene with Issa and Molly. It's like everyone's getting rattled. Some near-death experiences making them rethink their decisions and where they're at with the people in their lives. So I found it interesting that they both kind of went through that at the same time. But I can't lie.
Right.
I thought he was going to call Issa after that flight. I swear to God. I did. I swear that he was
Friend, he got bigger problems.
It's me still hoping.
I mean, and speaking of Issa, throughout this episode, I was like, thank God my bitch is not part of this.
How was she not in that? I was so confused that she didn't show up to the party.
Oh, she definitely did. I just think we didn't see that.
You think they just missed each other? Because I'm like, the fact that that wasn't a big part of the episode, like her showing up and the awkwardness of having to be in the middle of all of that with the baby, but they didn't play into that, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah. I think it was deliberate, like we need to focus on Lawrence and the shit he's been going through. So
The
I
feelings
think
at
that,
hand. That's true.
yeah, I definitely think Molly and Issa showed up, but maybe we'll see their interaction at some other point, or
True.
maybe not. But
True.
yeah, this wasn't about Issa. The only thing about Issa is that my sister made an excellent decision when she decided she was not going to be a stepmama to some brand new ass nigga on the earth, because the baby mama and baby daddy have to figure they shit out.
Ooh,
Don't nobody want to Nope.
Imagine having to wake up and they're arguing about him not showing up. And
Nope.
then honestly, it would have been even harder because not only does he have to focus on the child, try to juggle his job, living in SF, but then now he has a partnership too. It's like he wouldn't have been able to do all of that anyway.
Right.
Something would have fallen through regardless. That's the reality of it. So Issa probably made the best choice by not even giving him the option of putting her in that juggle. She was like, I'm out. She had other shit to worry about too anyway.
I think the parenthood side of things would have been the first to go, since he clearly is already comfortable not showing up as a parent when he's tired or whatever else. So but yeah, this was an extremely not ideal situation for Issa, and I'm glad she knew that she was not going to be able to be a part of that, because it's for the best that honestly neither one of them dates right now, as they try to figure out the best way to establish a co-parenting relationship that works for them and of course is in the best interest of young Ja. So that's where the episode ends, and Fran, I think Lawrence is moving back to LA.
I do too. I'm with you.
I
feel like when that shot where he was looking at the crib and kind of looking around, I think in his mind he was
with the galaxy lights and everything.
With the galaxy lights, I think he was realizing
baby is never sleeping there.
I want this kid to be able to enjoy this, and the only way that that's going to happen is if I move back and we really make this work. So I agree.
Yeah.
I think him going back to LA. No, you know what? I'm gonna leave Issa out of this because, like you said, they all got shit to worry about. But I agree with you. He's moving back, hands down.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't think you're wrong. I think give it a few more months.
Once everything's settled. Yeah, like their partnership's working. They got the schedule figured out. Condola's probably gonna feel differently when she sees that he set this intention. Like he gave up his dream job to move back and make this work. She's gonna start trusting him. I mean, who wouldn't look at him like, okay, this is different. Now let's do this.
Yeah.
And shit's probably gonna get better, hopefully. And then I see him calling Issa and fucking shit up.
I mean, he needs to make some sacrifices. Condola has sacrificed a lot. And I think sacrificing your job because you are a father and coming back to where your son lives is a great step in the right direction. Should have never moved to San Francisco in the first place, again, if you ask me. But so what do you think about the possibility that Lawrence and Condola maybe rekindle things?
I don't know if you caught certain looks between them at different parts of the episode where it felt to me like there was a level of entertainment in their mind, because it's like, especially at the birthday party where it's like, man, at the end of the day, like we're a unit, and even people being like y'all look good together, the uncle or whatever, like it just felt like there's a level of like, why did we not do this again? Because I don't think they even really gave it a chance. It was just an immediate you're pregnant.
He was the dick.
Yeah, like, and I agree with you that I thought of that too, because I felt like I caught a couple glances and exchanges where it seemed like they were both considering it in their private thoughts. Of course, nobody said it out loud.
Yeah. I used to think it was completely off the table, but I think if Lawrence moves back and they start co-parenting on a daily basis, and she gets to see him being a dad in action, then that might soften her heart. I think both of them are attached to that. This is our first baby for both of us. And, I think a lot of people deep down hold on to that. I just want us to be a family. I just
rightfully so. I get it.
Look the part and all that, but like you are a family, even
regardless.
If you are not married.
Yeah.
Even if you are not in a relationship, like you and your baby are a family. So
and you don't have
that
to
kind
be
of
together.
irks me a little when people do that, but but it makes sense, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people
emotionally, I
they
can
want to keep up
see.
that image.
Yeah, and emotionally, I can see like how this is the father of your child. Like, of course, you'd rather that person be in the house with you guys than someone else. But you're right. At the end of the day, it's like, but while they may look good, does it feel good? Is it the right setup? But I do wonder though, because we never really saw Condola and Lawrence give each other like a full out chance. How do we know that they're not good for each other? Like, what do you think?
Well, when I came here for dick and dick only, I'm probably not even really entertaining you as a partner. Plus, you know, the few times Condola did bring Lawrence around, he was kind of weird. I mean,
with her friends.
Not that there's anything wrong with him, but I think he wasn't a very good fit for her or for her life. Like, this was supposed to be, you know, I just got divorced.
Rebounds.
I'm ready to have a little fun. Yes. And
I forgot that. Yeah.
Here's the dick I'm going to rebound on, and then I'm going to move on with my life.
And now you're my child's father. Great. Love how this worked out.
One stroke too many. Yep. And again, a choice. A choice Condola made and a choice Lawrence has made. And if y'all both want to continue choosing this child, then y'all are going to have to find a better way because this ain't working out.
Yep. So. And that's exactly how the episode ended.
Oh, well, girl, I cannot wait for next week, episode 4.
Oh, it's
I'm
good.
Very excited.
I'm so ready to watch it.
I need Issa back, though. It was so weird having an entire episode of Insecure without Issa. It was just,
right? I'm like, where's she at? I wonder where she at. We're in Inglewood.
Hopefully somewhere. Yep. And, you know, getting her shit together, dating, and not thinking about niggas with kids. But we will see. We will see next week on Insecure. Don't forget to rate, review, and follow Insecurity wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you use the hashtag Insecurity to let us know about your predictions, what you thought of the episode.
We're going to be reading them.
And new episodes posted every Sunday night as soon as Insecure ends. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and HBO Max. And yeah, anything else, Fran, before we out?
Burr, 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 burr. See you next week. Insecurity, the Insecure After Show, is a Loudspeaker Studios production in association with Team Epiphany. We're your hosts, Crissle and Fran. Our producer is Matt Raz.
The executive producers are Chris Morrow and Matt Raz. Our associate producer is Tyrell Worley. And the show is engineered and edited by Dwayne Crawford. Thanks, everybody.
Burr, 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 burr.